Hey, how are you? I'm Randy with the Outdoor Adventure Program. I'm one of the rec specialists over there. Today I'm going to be showing you how to set up your 4-layer sleeping system for winter camping, winter backpacking, or winter hiking. Alright, so when picking out your camping spot, whether it's setting up your tent or setting up your sleeping area, make sure you pick it in the right area. What is the right area? Well, it's away from large trees that have a lot of snow in them. You don't want that snow coming down on you when you're sleeping, hitting you in your sleep area, or even collapsing on top of your tent. Also, make sure that you're sleeping in an area where you're not getting a lot of wind. That wind will really suck the heat out of your body. Your ground sheet goes underneath your tent, and it's the first layer that goes underneath your sleep system. So depending on what you have, if you're setting up a tent, this should go underneath your tent also. Why do you want to use a ground sheet? Well, this can also prevent sticks or rocks from cutting through your inflatable mattress or your tent floor. Okay, so this is really just a really cheap way to preserve some of your more expensive gear. So basically all of this is a 6x8 sheet of polyethylene tarp. I like to get the tarp with the eyelets so you can stake it down. That way if it is windy, and you just lay it out like that. So once you've got your initial ground cloth laid out, and maybe you stake it down, the next thing you want to put down for your sleep system is your closed cell foam pad. And that's all this is right here. This is just a really inexpensive piece of equipment that protects your expensive winter inflatable mattress, okay? It also adds a little bit of insulation to you so that you stay warmer. Now, since this is a winter air mattress, it's a little bit different than what a summer air mattress is, okay? And some of the differences are, this has a RValue, which means that it has a value rated for insulating you, okay? Using your military issue inflatable mattress cannot be done in the winter. All right, one, they're not warm enough, okay? Two, you usually end up blowing that type of air mattress up with your mouth. Well, if you were to do that in the winter, that valve is gonna freeze shut because of the condensation from your breath. You'll never get that valve thawed out, and you'll never be able to collapse your inflatable air mattress. So those summer air mattresses, leave those at home when you come out to winter camping. Okay, you're gonna need a winter inflatable air mattress. So how do you know it's inflatable, or I'm sorry, how do you know if it's winter? Well, most of them have some type of insulation built into the baffles in this air mattress, okay? And the insulation then protects you against the cold ground and keeps you toasty warm while you're in your sleeping bag. Also, a winter air mattress will not be able to be blown up with your mouth because they know that that will freeze and you'll never get this thing deflated the next morning. Okay, they come with a air bladder, and this is how you blow this winter sleep pad or sleep inflatable mattress up. So it has a little valve right here that you attach to the valve in the air mattress. Make sure it's got a good seal. And then you just take this bladder, which is exactly what it sounds like. You fill it with air. And then as you roll it down, this will then inflate with this bladder system. And keep in mind that an RValue is a rating of insulation that is able to keep the cold from you, not you from the cold. All right, it's just like the same RValue that's in house insulation. It's the same type of theory. Also, with this closed cell foam pad and this insulated air mattress, both of these combined increase the RValue. So this may have an RValue, let's just say 4.5 by itself. You add it to this closed cell foam pad, and this has an RValue of 1. Now you're at 5.5, which is really good for winter camping. Sleeping bags come in an array of sizes, shapes, and insulation. Basically, you have your man-made insulation and you have your natural insulation. Your natural insulation is going to be your down insulation. Your man-made insulation is going to be some type of synthetic fiber. Both of them are really great at keeping you warm, okay? Each of them have pros and cons. For instance, Down's pro is it's warm and you're able to compress the sleeping bag very small. The con of Down is that once it gets wet, it doesn't insulate. It loses its insulative qualities. So, you got to pick for what you want in the area that you're camping in. The pros of synthetic insulation is when it is wet, it still retains its insulation properties, so therefore it still keeps you warm if you did have a wet bag. Another pro for synthetic insulation is it's cheaper than Down. The con of synthetic insulation is it's not able to compress as small, so it takes up more room in your backpack. So again, if you're car camping in the winter, go out and get the biggest, fattest sleeping bag you can find with all of the insulation in it, because you probably don't need to take up that much room. If it's in your car, it doesn't really matter because you got a lot of room. However, if you are backpacking 2 or 3 days in the backcountry during the winter, you may want a down sleeping bag because it's able to compress down more into your backpack, therefore creating more room for you to haul more stuff. Okay? So right here, this is your basic 4-layer sleep system. This can be used inside your tent, or if you're just ground camping, you have your vapor barrier here, you have your closed cell foam pad, you have your insulated winter inflatable pad mattress, and then you have your sleeping bag system. This makes up your 4-layer winter system. Again, I'm Randy with the Outdoor Adventure Program. Be safe out there.